That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, all right, cool. So now we can transition, prepare yourselves, everything like that. We're mellowing out. DJ Clark Kent, like you said on the Deontay Kyle podcast of just him reaching out, you guys kind of interacting on social media, and then him taking you under his wing, mentorship, like you said earlier in this interview, teaching you how to rap and stuff like that. I guess, just what did that mentorship mean to you, and to kind of have someone so big and so legendary in the genre be genuine with you and real support and not nothing fake it, like what did that mean to you kind of starting off early days, going into this industry?
I didn't really believe it for real. Like, my mind can play tricks on me and right now tell me that none of it happened. Like, promise you. Like, it's really, really, really crazy. The only thing that brings me back, especially in hindsight now that he's passed, my production team that I worked on the EP with, like the entire project was produced through them. I was introduced to them through Clark. So they, have stories and stuff that they share with me about like their times and stuff that they, because he came up under Clark. I'm talking about Ezo specifically. Shout out Ezo. So, I mean, it means everything. Like, mind you, when we first spoke like on the phone, I had already done my homework on him before we actually spoke on the phone, because I already knew him, but I didn't want him to think I wasn't completely familiar. So I did even more research than what I already had. But even when we got on the phone, he made sure to tell me his entire resume in case I still wasn't sure. Like, I was like, all right, nigga, you got it. You're the GOAT. You got it. You got it. You got it.
You ever meet people, side note, like a real famous person, and you shake their hand and they like say their name and you're like, yeah, I know who you are.
Like, you don't gotta tell me. I know. Trust
like
me.
LeBron, I know. Thank
right.
you.
Like, don't say your name to me right now. Are you crazy? But yeah, for him to see something in me, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, all right, I'm not tripping. I must be decent at this, because this nigga wouldn't tell me that. Like, it would kind of bring me back to reality when I would feel like, why am I even trying to rap? Like, this is stupid. Like, why? What is the point? But it's like, nah, like, I got something. Let's see what it can do. But yeah, he poured a lot into me. Again, he gave me the producers that I have now that I've been working with for all of this time. It's been a long time. So that means everything to me. It really does.
How long have you worked on this project?
Since 2021.
Goodness gracious.
2021.
How did it feel to release it, like on release night and stuff?
It felt like, finally, damn. But it also was like, wow, like, this EP you've been talking about since 2021 is actually out. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. And like, I gave up at one point, like last year. I was like, you know what? Sorry, y'all. It's been great. Thanks for everything. I'm not finishing this. Like, it got that real. So to have overcome like everything that came with it as far as doubt, and it wasn't always doubt. Like, it was great moments too, but the doubt part was hard, because it's like, I'm not a vulnerable person. I'm not somebody that really has put myself out there for real. I like, especially on social media, I was very like, let me be mysterious. Like, let me, post every now and again. No one's gonna know what I'm really up to. Like, you can't do none of that cute shit when you try and have people find you. Like, all that shit's out the window. So, yeah, it's been a journey, but overall, just really, really excited and happy that it is out. Couldn't be happier, and just ready to like put new stuff out.
How do you think Clark Kent would have felt about this project?
Well, he did get to hear one of the songs. That's how long I've been working on this project. He got to hear one of the songs and give me his approval. So that's nice, that I did get that for at least one. But I think he would just be proud that I'm following through, because I used to come to him like, hey, can you call me? Like, I'm fucking down as hell right now. Like, I don't know. Is something wrong with me? Like, I don't think I should be tripping like this. Like, what's up? So I think he would just be proud that I even like went ahead and pulled the trigger. Like, put that shit out. Like, what's, you know what I'm saying? So I think he would be proud. So I think he is proud and sprinkling some blessings down. So yeah.
What song was it, if you don't mind me asking?
It was actually Loose Leaf.
Shout out to Loose Leaf. Shout out to Loose Leaf, man.
Loose
Shout out to Loose Leaf, man. man. Oh, what went into the sequencing of this project? Because Loose Leaf is like in the deadpan middle of it.
Yeah. Well, for one, like I wasn't sure if I wanted, like, Clowns and Rinse and Repeat felt like the beginning and the end. Like, and I didn't know which one would be which, but I knew that those were gonna start and finish the project. Everything else, it was kind of just about however I felt it sounded sonically best. But those two I knew had to be in the beginning or in the end.
I agree with that 100%. I think both of those is like, Clowns is like high tempo. It's a good intro to get you like I said, and then especially if you watch the thing on YouTube, you're like, oh, hey, what's going on? But and then Rinse and Repeat, like I said, that is kind of hip hop to the core and stuff like that, and I really rock with that as well. So
I mean, now that I think about it, I feel like it's kind of like who I am and my core is hip hop. So I think it's kind of cool that like that's how I brought you in and that's how I left you out. And everything else, I really was having fun with for the most part. Like, I mean, I was having fun with all of it, but it was just like I would have maybe not picked all those beats on my own type shit. But with working with Ezo and Shiz, Brooklyn Billionaires, like, they're like, just trust me, like, try it, see what? And I'm like, okay, let's see. And then it's like, wait, okay, that's dope.
I wanted to ask you about the well, hold on. I wanted to close the chapter on the Clark Kent part of this interview, and then like ask you just kind of some basic questions at the end.
Okay.
So the day, going back to last October when you heard the news about, DJ Clark Kent, I guess, just where were you? Kind of what was like your initial, like, what was the day like, everything like that?
I was at work when I found out. But it's crazy because I watched the Joe Budden podcast and I feel like I don't remember the day of the week, but I'm certain I had watched the podcast episode that had dropped that week. So it had to have been after Wednesday of that week. Because that's when they dropped their podcast or whatever. And Joe said something like, shout out to Clark Kent. I'm like, my Clark Kent? Why you shouting him out? Like, what's up? I don't know nothing new that's going on with him. Like, that's interesting. But that was it. It was just like, shout out to DJ Clark Kent. I'm like, all right, cool. Then I kind of saw like a little rumor of something that he like wasn't doing very well. But I didn't really feed into it. So then when I saw the post, I was like, what the fuck? And I hit up Ezo, like, I didn't even know that Clark was sick the whole entire time that I knew him. So that kind of fucked me up. Like, and not that he owed me that, like, that wasn't our relationship. It was very like, mentor mentee. But I was like, damn, like I didn't even know. Like, so it was rough and sad and just still think about his family and Ezo. Like I know that really hurt him and stuff. So it's hard. It's sad. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely sorry for your loss. I want to say that it's, something that I think about in hip hop all the time is with Vince Staples, how, Mac Miller was kind of like the one who taught him how to rap.
Yeah.
And like when people bring even him up in interviews, it's like he's still to this day, what is it, 7 years later,
Yeah.
kind of skips past it. You know, he might talk about it a little bit and then go to the next thing, and start telling jokes again. It's Vince Staples, you know.
Right.
But it's just something I think about, of just like he has a constant reminder about it, because that's the career field that he's in, and you know, it's changed his life, hip hop, and it's all kind of like goes back to Malcolm McCormick. So it's like the same thing with Clark Kent. I can imagine like that's a different type of grieving process. Like you said, you know, as you continue to climb up and stuff like that, it was like, dang, like this dude, he's forever connected to me in my career, and you're kind of like a representation of him. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing in that sense, but you know, it's also kind of like kind of sad. So you know, like just always remember that and carry that, man. You representing him.
Yeah, nah, for sure. It's just crazy though. Like the one thing that I've like kind of regretted was just like, bro, we never met in person. Like that's nutty. Like that is crazy to me. I just knew that was gonna happen. If nothing else, we would get to actually meet in person. So that fucks me up. But you know, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just happy that I was even, you know, able to connect with him.
And that doesn't invalidate, you know what I'm saying, your grieving process at all, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still like you guys still have, it's a very legitimate kind of connection and relationship there too, mentorship and mentee. So 100%. I want to ask you about the cover art.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question? We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.